Minister of Information, the Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Liberian Broadcasting System, our special invitees, some of whom are here, some not here, so we'll recognize a few. The Honorable hear his name. Madam Wilma Mashinini-Re, a veteran, the nation shakes again as they hear her name. Oh, yes. The Honorable Aaron Cully, the nation shakes as they hear your name. Many of the distinguished guests here today, the Liberian Broadcasting System, former newscasters, broadcasters, executives of this noble institution, and I needed to use that in my address before moving on to officials of government, to include the CSA boss here present, Madam Director General Emeritus, Honorable, and then all of your team members, as well as officials of government here present, fellow citizens, members of the Fourth Estate, members of the clergy. I have the honor most respectfully to say to all of you, welcome to the Liberian Broadcasting System, a place now of new hope, new beginning, new innovation, new thinking, and a place where you can now call home. The director said, please support Honorable Eugene Fahngon. The same support you gave me. Honorable Director General Emeritus, I've been knowing you for many years. You're soft. Don't give me the support and you are out the gate. And the reason is simple. You don't come here to support me, you come here to work for the Liberian people. I too come here to work for the Liberian people. So when we come, we must work together and support each other so that the Liberian people can become the beneficiaries. And if that is not the case, you don't need to be here. It's the first warning. Again, let's start. There was a reason for me inviting the veterans here today. When television was television and radio was radio before the war. I sat in my chair and watched many of you enjoy our cultural heritage. Today when we look on our television, it's Nigerian music and Nigerian movies. And all about, they can tell you about the Nigerian stars and everyone else. But no one will tell you about the little man who trailed you moments ago. Under my stewardship, that is going to change. Our culture and our tradition will be on full display, or nothing else will be on the screen. I took over about 3 days ago. I had a walkthrough of the system, and the officer in charge, along with heads of the various departments, had to sit down with me individually. Estelle, you've tried. I worked in the government that you worked in. I know how you cry many days for fuel to run this system. I'm not going to cry. I have the microphone and I have the screen. And if you don't do it, you will be on the screen and on the 6 p.m. news. Thanks to my boss who is giving me the confidence and said to me even up to yesterday, I want LBS to be a public broadcasting system. Yes. Oh, yes. No more for UP or for CDC. No more for a special group. Don't even praise me. And His Excellency President Joseph Numa Boakai said to me yesterday, I am ready. After 42 years of service to my country, I have something to tell young people. And I want to do it for half an hour every week. I want my program. So your president will be a presenter on an ELTV weekly broadcast for 30 minutes. Change the tune. That is where I begin my journey. If I can get the president involved, I just spoke to my senior brother, the Honorable Kwame A. Clement. And you know what he said to me? I'm available whenever you need me. I talked to Madame Ray. She said, I teach, but I'm often free during the spring break. I come down in March and I say, will you help us? She said, sure, whenever you need me. It means when the veterans are coming home, Liberia is ready. Let me start by saying this. When I said in front of the Senate that LBS will never be the same, I meant it. And I was speaking from an informed decision, having met the Chinese ambassador, something you work on, and with what I was able to present to him and prevail upon him, he sent for the Channel Railway construction engineers based in Ghana, and he came down and he said, we want to start this project. We want to say thanks to the government and people of China. LBS, your Chinese buddies are back and they're ready to help you. So we came on the site and they identify areas, and your new complex will be over there, and so LEC will be coming to remove that pole, and the other ones, and so we can begin work on the new expansion of television and radio in this country. Thanks to His Excellency President Joseph Newman Boakai, the Honorable Minister and Chairman of the Board of Directors, and all of those, including Director General Emeritus, who's been working on the project. I only came, like I always do, to put the fire, and we are about to start. Folks, it's not all rosy here. My friend and brother you see right here was one of the people I met. And his story is different, but I must tell it. I looked at him sitting in the crowd. He will look quiet, but look at the job he does. According to Article 15, every Liberian citizen has the right, not the privilege, to be informed, and that state media should be accessible to them. That is the law. And the gentleman told me he's been here for almost 2 years now, maybe. And he has worked 3 times a week on television like this. But he's been waiting to be absorbed and has not been given a dime as his salary. And I said to him, in the presence of the HIO, are you around? I said, having been nominated, confirmed by the Liberian Senate, and appointed by the President, nobody at this institution will take pay until he takes pay. And I gave her the reason why. I said the reason is simple. The deaf and the dumb, as you call them, they too are Liberian citizens. They too deserve to hang out in the state resources. They too deserve to share in it. And nobody gives it to them like he gives it to them. Therefore, he deserves to be paid. I saw a lady who was the base radio operator. And 5 years ago, she became the receptionist over there. But she's never been paid the salary of a receptionist. And don't blame myself. I know what happened. I know what happened. This institution has been strapped for a long time. And this woman was reduced to a beggar. I will not be a beggar. You won't do the right thing, or the right thing will do you. And so I called the chief engineer and said, we need to go on a tour. Where is your safety hat? Do you have safety boots? The answer was no. We've never had some since 8 years ago. How do you do engineering work? No safety hat, no safety boots, nothing. I called the chief security officer. Where is he? Do you have radios on this compound? Do you operate? Do you have a phone in that booth? He said no. Well, how do you communicate with each other from one point to the other point? He just stared at me. And so I pulled it out. was the HR in the meeting, and I showed them. It's $688 US dollars for 6 radios that cover a 6-mile radius. And you won't tell me we cannot afford it for our own safety and security? That time has passed. LBS used to be 248 employees, reduced to 146. And I know what Estelle went through because I was at the ministry, she was here. I know what's up. So at the end of the day, let me say this to you. 37 employees and Honorable CSA boss. You are my brother. That's why you're here. And on the professional scene, you're here. And you're new. We got commission today. Let me give you your first complaint. 246 employees reduced to 146. 37 of our people were retired. And we asked for them to be replaced. And we were told that government is not hiring. Sir, let me say this to you. Replacement is not hiring. The people were hired, they were retired. Therefore, they needed to be replaced. How can we function? How can we function without a staff? We don't have people already. And the little we have, you're telling us we're not hiring. The good news is the government provides 60% of our budget. We're supposed to raise 40% on our own. In an economy that is strapped like this, that's why Estelle said, yo, please give your support, because she knows she had to beg them over and over to try. For me, I told them we got the microphone and we got the screen. If the people don't do the job that they are supposed to do, they are supposed to be on the 6 evening news. And we're supposed to be running behind them with cameras and microphones. And we will show them when they go in the restaurant to eat. So, let me say this. We are supposed to raise almost $600,000 from our business and marketing department to supplement or complement our budget. But guess how many people we have in the business and marketing department? 3 persons. From the back? 3 persons. No car, 1 desktop that freezes all the time, hardly any chair to sit on. How are they supposed to work? So, I don't want to bore you with our problems and the problems Estelle feels. Let me try to say some of what we're going to do to fix that. I've talked to friends, and thankfully when I was in the meeting, Chief of Security, you had the opportunity to listen, right? My friends are going to provide the CCTV cameras, 6 circuits all around. My friends are going to also provide the security radios. Some of my friends are working to see how best they can provide the safety jackets, the safety helmets, and the safety boots. I'm not going to the government for everything I need. According to the act that created this institution, it says I can solicit. The only thing, I should account for it. We went to Budgetary market. 62 acres of land for LBS. And I was told it was given to the people by the former president. And I said, can I see documentation? And I asked for what Madam Estelle had written. Madam Estelle did not give any land to the government. The negotiation was on. I asked for the request from the president. There was no request. So I went to Budgetary market and interacted with the people. And they said, we're still discussing. I said, thank God, LBS 62 acres is still intact. While there is no document, it did not happen. So I want to say, we come to LBS with challenges. Low motivation. From 248 to now 146. We are up to the task. I meant what I said when I said LBS will never be the same. We will work our tail off. We will ensure that this institution become a public broadcast system for all Liberians, regardless of your religion, your political affiliation, your status in society. Everybody will be welcome and everyone will be served. Last but not the least, under my leadership, we prioritize training for our staff. We will ensure equal work for equal pay. There is one, I'm going to land on this soft note, and if you want to laugh, laugh. So we sat in the meeting, and I said, who's the chief engineer? And the gentleman put his hand up. Who's your deputy? He said, I was deputy to somebody. The person got sick, so that's how I rose to the chief engineer. So I said, who are the other engineers? I said, is there any engineer here? And a lady put her hands up. And I said, are you an electrical engineer or technical engineer or what? She said, I'm a civil engineer. And I said, any other engineers? Electrical? No. Technical? No. Madam, you did well. But this microphone you gave me, we will not be silent. We will not beg those who are supposed to do their jobs. We will not look for engineers, we will hire them, and the government and our partners will help us to pay. We will make sure we are staffed properly. That's why, apart from our friendship, I invited the CSA boss here. Then go here. We gave him 3 weeks to adjust. I make no secret after that, every evening on the 6 o'clock news, you will see evil of our system. The picture will be there with a small dead cat. Because we need to replace our 37 staff members that were retired. And I'm sure the president will not be against that because we're short-staffed. But ladies and gentlemen, while I thank you for coming here today, one would ask, how will our TV and radio look going forward under you? It will be a public broadcasting system. It will entertain, enlighten, educate, innovate, motivate. But I come with a deep pride and sense of nationalism. If you want to play your homie music, I'm not against it. But if you play your homie music for 1 hour, you will play our music for 1 hour, 30 minutes, or there will be no music. This is our country. I saw Big Sister Hawa and the kids. Some of our old programs will be considered. And under my leadership, one of which I am hungry to bring back is ELTV Action News. They told me about the camera. We understand. But Action News will be Action News. On Saturdays and Sundays, we were privileged to watch Balawala and cultural performance. I hope to see a program dubbed and styled The Road to Kindeja or The Road to Pesau. We must have Meet the Challenge again, where our students can compete and show that they are highly skilled and educated. We must have the today's woman. Ma'am, I'd like to honor you if you stand with a round of applause for your contribution to broadcasting in our country. This is Wilma Mashinini Ware. The Liberian woman went through a difficult world, but you saw what they did during the war. When people sat in the evening, they waited for the name Kwame Clement or Aaron Cully. Maybe one of these days you will see them do what they did for you under my leadership. Sir, would you please stand for a round of applause in honor of what you've done, both of you. Please give them a big hand of applause. So with that, I'm coming with something referred to every year as the LBS Week. The LBS Week will bring together the veterans and they will show you how they did it. And we will pay for it with our mega resources here at this system. So, I like to say to everyone here, it will be a challenge, but we are up to the task and we are ready. And when I say we're ready, hopefully by the end of the week, you'll be introduced to the new team that will manage the affairs of the Liberian broadcasting system. Don't ask me any question with regards to that. What I said is what you should take. And when you meet your new team, they will be ready to serve you. Liberia, everything we do you realize that when it comes to every election year, the media plays a pivotal role in electing the next president. True or false? So why can't the media play a pivotal role in road safety, in the education of our girls, in the distribution of our culture and traditional values, etc.? ELBC will work with other media institutions to make sure that broadcasting is taking a new shape and moved to a new level.